All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, KSM versus Bonky. Warriors Path, the new cap setup and everything else, as you all heard. Boggsy walk us through, so let's get into this. We've got KSM choosing to bring a Vermont. This is our first Kremlin that we've seen today.
Indeed.
And then we've got ourselves a Salem, a Stalingrad, another Salem, a Moskva, legendary module Moskva. We've got a legendary Kleber, and a regular
Really?
Daring, yep, and a legendary Gearing.
That is interesting.
Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, legendary Kleber essentially it trades its DPM, its gun DPM, for concealment. So you're harder to spot. You can get closer to the enemy, but you can't blap as easily.
Quick look at the Bonky lineup. Opposing them from the south spawn here. Battleships Montana, Ohio, going full America for their big heavy hitters here. Fronted by 3 cruisers. A nice well-rounded mix there. Des Moines, Stalingrad, and a Venezia. And our first 4 destroyer lineup of the day, Zath. Shimakaze, Gearing, Daring, and a Kleber of their own. Now, let's have a peek at some of these destroyer builds. Daring build is a little odd because the captain skills have not been spent, but he does have modules, but he has no captain skills, so that's going to feel kind of bad.
COTS ready build, here we go.
COTS ready build, here we go. You can see by the way Merc and Jax's Des Moines are kind of snuggling up to each other. There's going to be some smoke going on there in a minute, and that is a UU, a legendary unique upgrade Gearing. And then let's have a peek at the Shimakaze. That's Delpha.
Legendary.
Yep, he's also running legendary mod there in slot 6. That just leaves our generic Kleber, who's gone for a more standard build. He's running Fearless Brawler with range mod, so obviously more of a long-range pew-pew Kleber build there in the middle of the board.
That is correct. Now you can see the impact of that Kleber already going into A-cap. Oh, we're getting hail. Ganser there grabbing the A-cap quickly.
Gonna be able to pick that up pretty much uncontested. The Des Moines radar too far back by several kilometers.
Yep.
Look how spread out these teams are, Zap. The cap formation just some of these it's like you have to split your fleet up into little penny packets and just hope.
Well, I mean, that's the result. We were talking about that earlier, right? Wargaming wanted to draw out the teams and force them to pick a side or, you know, whatever. And that's what we're kind of seeing here.
Definitely working so far, working as intended. We'll see how it plays out over the course of the game.
That's why I think Kleber is such a strong pick, and the fact that it's not been limited is very interesting.
It's huge. It's a big deal on this map. Smoke Des Moines now going up over here in about G2. Merc leading Jax over towards the edge of the map. Going to bring that radar in. Are they in range of Ganser yet? They
just about
are not. They're very close though. As now KSM picking up the B cap as well. They're going to start ticking up points very quickly here.
The problem with this play for Bonky is they have no way of knowing exactly where this destroyer is at A, because the destroyer already capped A. There's no reason for it to sit in A.
Yeah. There's no reason for him to stay there. But I think the point is to just bring the Des Moines in so that when Merc makes a play for the A cap, he's got support. At least that's my assumption. But Malakin's Moskva is lurking back there too, and I don't think they've spotted him yet.
No, I don't think so. A lot of slow, careful positioning by the destroyers in the middle, the Kleber and the 2 Darings.
Yeah, but here's the fear that I have is because they're down, they're not ticking up, Bonky's not ticking up any points right now, Zath, so there's only so long that they can delay this before it becomes an extreme problem for them. They're right now on the verge of going down 3 caps to none, which is going to cut this game timer down to like 4 minutes if they don't this is going to sound worse than I mean to be, but if they don't pull the stick out. Like, look, they're so far back off the caps. They're playing so passively.
Yes.
You got to fight over these caps on this map, or you're going to be, I mean, there we go. Three caps down now. 4 minutes on the timer. The time to make a play was 2 minutes ago. You're in trouble now.
Yep. And then Delph just got detected in the Shimakaze for a moment. So,
Sporecat, I'm assuming, is a legendary Gearing back there.
Yes, he is a legendary Gearing.
So he and Delph have the exact same detection.
Yep.
I feel like Bonky just needs to go for it, Zath. They're going to have to take a risk. They're playing far too conservatively for a game that's over in 3 minutes.
Well, and like I was mentioning in previous, just about any tournament, right? At some point, you have to just simply say, guys, just hit W. Turn around and go.
Find the W key and get in the game. I mean,
right.
They're doing a good job of sapping health from KSM.
The enemy is about to
But
win.
it doesn't matter when the game's over in 3 minutes. They got to do something.
Yeah, Delpha keeps getting detected. I'm trying to figure out
Now,
why. There's the radar from
check,
Swag.
Check out the Kleber, Zath. I thought maybe he was going to dive into this cap from the other ankle, or maybe even do a suicide push against the KSM Kremlin. But he's not. He's turning out.
He got waved off, it seems.
He's waved off. Conga Line Torpedoes hunting John Stalingrad right now. Zath, look at this. Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
Ah, the northern one over here. Okay, I see it.
Beautiful kill on the Stalingrad north of B. That opens up the middle of the board, but they're still under 3 minutes. They've got to get somebody into a cap circle.
Now, can we just highlight for a second? That's the Daring that has no commander skills whatsoever.
Yes,
He did that to the Stalingrad guys.
Yes!
This is why I always tell people, commander skills don't mean much. It's what you do with the ship as a player that's so important. I love it.
All right, Kleber and Daring. Chinese now very alone here in the middle of the map. Going to get double teamed. Let's see if they can get him off the board. They need to focus on getting the kill and bagging the cap. The Daring manages to dodge all the torpedoes very narrowly.
It's amazing what happens when you have Hydro.
We're 2 minutes from a KSM win because Bonky has never even stepped on a cap, and we're 7.5 minutes into the game.
This is nuts.
They're gonna get the Daring. That's a huge kill.
Time extension.
They've got to preserve the Kleber's health. They cannot afford to lose a ship this far down on points.
Yep. And now, there you go. The Daring is going into B cap. Finally, we have somebody stepping on a cap.
Finally. I gotta say, Zath, I think they should already be pushing it A. They should already be pushing it A. They cannot push it C. They have to push A.
You can see Merc is now trying to lay a smoke screen for Jax. Okay, that's fine, but Jax needs to hit W and go into the smoke screen.
Yes, 100%.
But he can't because he's stirring on right now.
Yep. Still a 350-point lead.
Oh, look at the Kremlin.
KSM here.
And look at the Kleber.
Yeah.
64.
Yeah.
64 hit points.
64 health for the Kleber. He cannot afford to get spotted by anybody. He is at least running, that's our legendary mod Kleber, right?
Yes.
Isn't he?
149.
Yeah, so he's at least got a decently low detection as long as he avoids the edges of the map.
No, he's not the legendary. It's the one.
Okay.
It's Ganser. Yeah, the KSM.
Yeah, that's
over
right.
On the other side.
That's right. He was trying to play a long range shooty. I remember now. Well, that's going to be tough.
Okay, Merc now getting into the A cap.
Finally into A.
Radar's available for Melican. There it goes. All right,
there's
know
the
it's
radar.
Merc.
Let's see if Ganser reveals himself. Melican has no shot. In fact, nobody has shots on Merc. Yep, Ganser's opening up. They're going for the reset.
Yeah, but look at Cavalry 69's Ohio.
I was going to say, that should draw a tremendous amount of hate from both Jax and Cavalry. They don't get anything out of the initial salvos, though. Vermont salvo coming in for Merc. That misses.
I like that Ganser is going to be pushed off now.
KSM just trying to delay the A cap as long as possible.
Big hit on Merc there.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Zath. I think even on a single cap, they're going to win this game handily.
They've got such a lead, yeah.
If you're Bonky, you still have to bag a kill. Where are you going to get it?
So it's unfortunate, again, with the fog of war. Obviously, Team Red doesn't know what Team Green is doing unless they're just being spotted. Delpha runner Shimakaze, man, he'd have a field day with all these ships going in through that channel. Sporkhead narrowly dodging torpedoes.
He's tried the torpedoes, but he's been unable to get them.
Count 149.
The Kleber got lit briefly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Zath.
Tighten that sphincter there.
They know where Sporkhead is now. Montana taking more shots at the Salem.
Nice hit on Swag. Look at that.
Yeah, big hits, but not enough to bag the kill.
not enough,
Now
but
the
I'll
hell-
tell you, Swag is kind of stuck there. He can't really back up in time for the next
Yeah.
reload.
Now, all of the work that Bonky did building up the health advantage starts to look like a good call. They've got about a 50,000 HP advantage. They're still upside down on points. They're about to go over 900 points now here for KSM. Bonky can't afford to lose a ship now. Losing a ship will probably cost them a game.
So another salvo hit Swag, not enough. Swag did use his
Nope.
super heal.
If you're KSM, all you have to do is pull back and not die, and you win in 2 minutes.
So that's why I'm so surprised to see so many of them just funnel through that channel like that. But okay.
Well, but in there, they don't necessarily have to worry about the torpedoes. Speaking of torpedoes, check out the Ohio and the ACAP, Zath.
I see them. I see them.
Ooh, I think Ganser has done brilliant work here. He's going to land 5 of the 6. Wow.
Well, they got
Well
the ACAP,
played.
but that hurt.
That hurts big time. That takes that health advantage completely away from Bonky.
The enemy is about to win.
90 seconds from a KSM win here, which is where we've been forever, it feels like. Is it going to come down to the daring, maybe?
Well, we saw.
It feels like he's trying to hunt Sporkhead. He's lit now, taking broadside AP salvos on the Salem.
Yeah, he was in a slap fight with him when you were talking about those torpedoes hitting the Ohio. And I think he's right now just trying to make Swag think that he's safe.
Yeah.
Because look at these torpedoes coming in.
Yeah, I see that. He's got 60 seconds to land some of these torpedoes. He needs to probably land at least 2 of them to take this Salem out. They're trying to focus the Kremlin. These torpedoes are going to miss unless the Salem reverses direction. Nope, they all miss.
And I think that's
They
why
all
he was
miss.
shooting. He was trying to get
Yeah.
Swag to move forward to get a shot on him. And
Yep.
there goes Merc, and
There
that
it
will
goes.
be game.
That's it. That's all it takes. As soon as when you let them get a lead like that, man, I hate seeing that happen, Zach, because I won't say it's predictable. That's not fair. But it leaves you no margin for error. No margin for error.
Speaking of no margin, the group, the RMN, do have only 2 bots. They do not have a full team. And we
Okay,
have
so
1 minute
we'll-
until TDF and ACL. So I'm going to try to grab that real quick here.
Yeah, hop over there and grab that, and we will get this done. Solid win for KSM though. Really well played. I feel like Bonky kind of, this is going to sound worse than I mean it to be. It feels like Bonky let him win that game.
It does feel like that. It does. They haven't dropped yet. Oh!
Good. Keep there, and I will come join you.
Oh! Woo!
All right,
We got it.
Who is my
T_D_F. T_D_F.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm so glad we've got the press accounts because that just saves so much.
Oh, it does. It saves a ton of time looking for teams, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. And
Okay,
we're on
all right.
Shatter.
Oh, wow, they're ready to go. Okay, all right, so we're going to Shatter. Let me fix this up. Don't let them drop just yet.
Yep.
Shatter, we're at TDF versus NACL.
Yeah.
Excellent.
They just got their
Hit
9th
that
player
button.
for both teams, so we're almost ready to go here,
Perfect.
guys.
Perfect.
Ooh,
Okay,
back on
let me go
schedule.
let me go tell my mods something real fast.
Let's all think of what he's DMing his mods right now. I love you.
I'm telling him not to try to squeeze a giveaway in because he's not going to have time for
I
it.
know. I'm just messing with you.
That's the short version. He's just not going to have time for it. So there's just no point in trying it. In fact, I'll be lucky to get an ad roll in. We'll see if I can pull it off. I'll probably go ahead and smash it because I need to get it in before the game.
That's right.
And everything. So we'll probably make it work. But it looks like they're about ready to drop. So
Yes.
yep.
Yes. Okay. Good. I think we're good to go. Should we roll tape, or do you want to wait a moment?
This is Shatter.
Shatter,
right?
correct.
You know what? Let's go ahead and roll it. Let's go ahead and make it happen.
All right, let's do it. This is an
All right, let's
older
see.
video, so it should be shorter.
Hang on one sec.
Okay.
Okay, now go ahead.
All right, let's do it.
The picturesque coastlines of the maritime provinces of eastern Canada form the backdrop for a titanic clash of opposing fleets. These steep cliffs and jagged rocks will soon echo the thunder of heavy guns, and only one team will emerge supreme. This is Shatter. Shatter is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. In this new configuration, Cap Alpha on the left is arguably the safest for destroyers. Though there are plenty of nearby islands within radar range, the cap perimeter is wide open, providing unfettered access and a multitude of ways in and out. This directly contrasts with Capture Point Bravo in the center, which is more claustrophobic and has only a handful of entrances and exits. Ships caught out here typically fall under tremendous focus fire from both map edges. On the right, control of the new Charlie Cap is likely to depend heavily on commanding the island on the western edge. Expect teams to deploy ships both south of this island and to the 9-10 line on the extreme eastern edge as they vie for dominance. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Shatter.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 4th game of today as we bring you TDF versus NACL here from the far, far north. This is Shatter. Spawning on the north side here in the green, we have TDF bringing double Montana, quadruple Des Moines, Zath. Goodness gracious.
Not surprised.
Howden Liu, a 5 cruiser lineup here, and rounding things out, a Vampire Deuce, and what I assume must be, let's have a peek,
Yes.
as a legendary gearing. I gotta find him. Yes, there he is. And let's have a look at the Vamp, just because I'm curious. Okay, yeah, he's built about like the way I would expect. Okay.
Yep.
Are these all? That's
No, the Des Moines are split. 2 are
The
legendary,
Des Moines
2 are
are
range.
yeah, a bit of a mix there. Bit of a mix.
And
okay.
if you look at the Des Moines, the range ones are going towards the far extreme flanks. Makes perfect sense.
Okay. All
Now,
right, talk to me about the NACL lineups. Zach.
Yeah, opposing them, NACL bringing an Ohio, a Schlieffen, a full secondary build Schlieffen, I want to comment, including Auxiliary Mod 3. Interesting.
Nice.
A Napoli, a Salem, a Marseille, and a Des Moines, legendary Des Moines. And then they've got, am I looking at the right one? Yes. And then we've got 3 destroyers. We've got a Daring, second Daring, both non-legendary, and then a legendary Shimakaze to round out their lineup.
Indeed. Now, as the intro video point kind of hinted at, this version of Shatter came about in the last iteration of the tournament. So the B cap in the middle is basically unchanged. If you've ever played Shatter and randoms, this is basically the same B cap you're used to seeing. But the caps on the wings are in a completely different spot. They are moved farther away and they are smaller. The C cap in particular is, well, look at that place. Like that is not some place you want to be if you're a destroyer. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. I do also want to comment for a moment on Montana for TDF, Spartan 700. He's doing something very interesting. Obviously, he's got one of the Doe captains, or Halsey. But if you look at slot 1 in his build, he's got damage control modification. What that means is his DCP is even longer than the standard, 40 seconds for American battleships?
It's at least 30.
Yeah.
It's at least 30.
The module adds another 40% to that, which is super sexy. And then I believe that whichever skill it is, top 3 over on the right, that adds even more action time for DCP. So that Montana, man, he can just sit there and take HE spam for days.
I'm not going to lie, Zath. I feel like the damage control mod is fairly underrated by a lot of players.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Well, a little bit of early fire trading. Yeah, trading here over the Howden Liu. He tried to bomb the Daring, which was caught on Des Moines radar. Still lit on Des Moines radar. But they are putting some good shells into Big Gunner's Howden Liu. Blue Monkey's gearing getting beat up way over on the C-Cap, taking a tremendous punishment here from the guns of the Shimakaze. Those aren't words I ever thought I would say.
And he's still spotted.
He's still in a gunfight. Oh, what are you doing?
Because he's on fire. He's on permanent fire.
Yeah, he's on fire. But I mean, like, why would you take the risk? Until you're in the smoke, like well within the smoke.
I'll bet you he saw those torpedoes from the Shima and got scared and hit W really hard. Forced him out of the smoke. He stopped. He reversed. Traded a little bit more HP because of that.
Barton taking a good-sized hit. What just hit him has to have been the Schlieffen, I'm guessing. They've done a really good job burning down poor Big Gunner as well.
Oh, yeah.
His next heal is 30 seconds away, and he's 10 seconds from a repair.
Yeah, he's in a unenvious position. Stuck bow in.
Yeah. to a
But-
Des Moines who's just going to burn him mercilessly to death.
Yes, as long as he can back up and not be spotted, he'll be okay, and he can continue just vomiting those airdrops over Awesome. So
It's finally where he's at now. Hell Knight taking a big hit through the nose from the Ohio.
just saw that.
Harmlock way over here, down on the H line.
Mm-hmm.
It's NACL that strikes first, picking up the A-cap here on the back of Cross Maps Daring. Cross Map Clap. What a great name, Zaf. Look at that.
Gotta love it. What's interesting was it was Pammy Rogue over at Charlie. Radar did not come out to shoot anybody. I really expected him, once those 3 torpedoes from Speedray, the 3 racks went by, I really expected him to open up and try to use that radar to his advantage. He didn't do that. Blue Monkey opened up and actually took one or two hits because of that, even though he was in a smoke.
Yeah, absolutely got hammered for it now. Submarine Bias over here on the 2 line, going to flip the A-cap back, so that early cap advantage to NACL, they're going to lose it almost as soon as they grabbed it, as the Blue Monkey's gearing also picking up C.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's on NACL to try and make a play here to pick up some points. I gotta say, Zap, Big Gunner's hounding News in a place that I would not want to be, and that is in a bow-on duel with an opposing Des Moines. Like, I don't want any part of that guy.
I mean, the big thing is, can he stay unspotted? And you can see Awesome is continuing to just lob shells over and guess, and he's actually guessing right. But the other thing is, Big Gunner knows where he's at, so
Look at the Daring and Des Moines staring contest at D's.
I love it.
The Daring has the Des Moines proxy spotted. Harmlock's Ohio is just continuing to drop big AP shells through his deck.
Mm-hmm. And look, now, Awesome is moving up in his Des Moines. He got caught on radar.
Yep. It's not doing him it's not really doing them much good knowing where he is, though. Howden Liu bombs now coming in for the Daring again.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't gonna land anything. Those are all gonna be astern of the Daring, as Equity Index is gonna pick up B here in a very hard fought, very well played maneuver there.
Yeah, this was a tough fight for both teams, really.
Very much so.
Now, TDF played in Clash of the Classes 5 also. They were extremely competitive. They got all the way towards the end. I think they lost like 1 game total until they finally got knocked out in the semifinals. So, very strong team showing there. Of course, NACL, we know, has a pretty strong competitive pedigree as well.
Yeah. I don't think Hell Knight's long for this game, Zath. He's in a bow-on duel with Awesome 101. He's going to lose that duel eventually.
Some Ohio shells, by the way. They're in the air.
The last Ohio salvo missed, but this first salvo looks pretty damn good.
Ooh.
Right through the bow. It's enough.
Nope.
He gets 14.
Now it's enough.
Now it's enough. He got a full pin through the bow on one of those shells.
Well, it's important to keep in mind.
Put the fire out with 14 HP. Go ahead.
You gotta keep in mind, in competitive, you absolutely do not pronounce a ship dead until it's dead.
Oh yeah, no, it has to die. You've got to. It's like what's the line from Murder Mysteries in books? It's there's no body, there's nobody dead.
Right.
So if you don't see it come up in your feed and watch it sink, it ain't actually dead. That's important.
Right. Exactly. So I mean, it was fantastic job there, showing the experience of competitive players there. They kept shooting until it was dead.
Well,
and
with
even
B
after.
with B under their control, NACL now free to rotate Equity Index's Daring somewhere else. It looks like they're going to bring him to the east side over here to back up Apple's Schlieffen.
Yeah, Blue Monkey now. Look at those torps coming right by him. Very close.
In the Shimakaze, you're playing a very cat and mouse game here.
Mm-hmm.
Blues come all the way to the 9 line looking to get torps back on Apple's Schlieffen.
Now, for those of you guys who don't know, the legendary module for the Shimakaze allows you to vomit torpedoes even faster than you normally can. However, it comes at a cost, and that is your gun DPM, I believe, is reduced slightly. And the other big thing is your torpedo turrets turn so ever slowly. They're just glacial. So you have to pre-plan what side you're going to fire racks off on, and you absolutely cannot knife fight with that Shimakaze.
No. Once you make that mod to your ship, that ship is basically not going to be useful in a gunfight ever again.
Correct.
Schlieffen Hydro's got almost 2 minutes to run, so I would assume that Apple is not going to really have a problem with these gearing torpedoes coming in here. Looks like he's decided it's time to move up, or at least he's creeping forward slowly. It was about half speed, maybe. We're at the halfway mark of the game. It's about almost 120 point lead here for TDF. A very even game so far. They control the wing caps.
Apple does take one on the tip with a Schlieffen. He was trying to get his bow into the C cap, and he took a torp for his trouble.
Now, Blue Monkey is doing something that I love, Zath, and that is he is continually staggering these launches, right? He's doing a great job. He's putting them downrange about every 30 to 45 seconds right out of the tubes.
That's right.
That.
Big gunner
Now,
at 1,000 and burning.
They're going to get him.
Yeah, got him.
They're going to pick him up. There he is, left all by himself in the middle of the board, unable to really do anything. They do finally bag the Howden Liu here along the 5 line. So now it's a 2-ship lead. They're still upside down on points, but if you're NACL, you have to feel kind of good about where you're at in this game.
Yes. Now, you were talking at the start. You seemed a little surprised to see so many Des Moines. Why is that the case, sir?
It's not a matter of a surprise. Des Moines is an excellent ship, but in general, when you want to, my experience is that you don't necessarily want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? The beauty of cruisers at Tier 10, in particular, the various cruisers that now exist, you have a lot of capabilities offered to you. Do you want 12-kilometer radar? Do you want crazy AP? Do you want fast-firing guns? Do you want whatever? Like, there's a cruiser you can reach for in almost any situation you can think of. But when you take only one cruiser, you really kind of limit your team's capabilities. What can I react to? Well, I have a whole lot of 10-kilometer radar and a whole lot of fast-firing guns.
Yes.
Which sounds awesome and probably isn't bad. But what if you want long-range AP power? You don't have it.
Yeah.
Not really, right? You don't have... These aren't Stalingrad guns. Is the Des Moines going to take one of these? He's going to take a Napoli torp, ladies and gentlemen.
Lashem over there?
Right under the screws.
Which Des Moines are you talking about? Because there's so many of them.
Pam,
Pammy Rogue. I see it now.
Pammy getting pushed here by the Schlieffen, gonna go out to the torpedoes.
He's dead. That's it.
He gets his fancy acceleration boost, but it's not enough to get out of the way of the Schlieffen torpedoes. And now between the Schlieffen and the Salem on the north side of the line, already on the home side of the map here for TDF, they're gonna struggle. Cap's flipping now.
Gearing goes down. Blue Monkey dies.
They finally caught him out.
They finally caught him out. So
where did he die? He died in the smoke. He died over here in front of this smoke screen. Yeah.
And then
he drove right in. He drove right in front of the Daring and Shimakaze and got melted.
Yep. And then we also just lost the Vampire Deuce for TDF.
Yep. Everything coming up NACL. Once they had that 2-ship lead, they're able to turn around and flex their ship and health advantage. And we see it here now. 7 minutes left to play. They're going to own all the caps very shortly on about a 250-point lead. This game should be over in a couple of minutes.
Now, getting back to the discussion on the Des Moines. Ooh, Apple just got smacked. Back to that discussion. One of the things I noticed on the EU today was we saw an awful lot of Des Moines. And I think that's in part because of the global bans of so much 12-kilometer radar. Des Moines is relatively easy-ish to play, right? You put it in a position. It's like the Roman Gladius, right? It just buzzsaws whatever. It doesn't have the range, but you get it into position, right? And they just hammer whatever. Speaking of being hammered, there goes Lachem's Des Moines.
Yep.
That's the strength of Des Moines.
DM, if you remember a long clan battle seasons ago, right? When I used to play with you guys in Kraken, that was Moskva was the ship, right? For that, like it was like, okay, you don't show up, you don't play a lot with us. Here, have a Moskva. You pretty much can't go wrong. The trade battleships over here on the 9-10 line.
Yep.
As the Shimakaze torpedoes claim the Montana. But excuse me, the Schlieffen shells claim the Montana. But but he gets his revenge.
Yeah, the shells high-fived each other on the way to kill each other.
Pretty
They're
much,
opposite,
yeah.
Chuck.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, I feel like Des Moines very much falls into the same category, which is you can hand a Des Moines to almost anybody, and it's a ship that is very, very straightforward. Okay, it's very capable. There's a lot of things it does well, and it's a ship that you almost can't go wrong with in any lineup you can think of.
Look at
But-
Spartan getting AP shots right now from the Des Moines.
Oh
That's,
yeah. Oh yeah.
ooh.
Oh yeah.
There it
Full
is.
pins in the butt. That's enough. But I think that it is possible, and I think this game is a good example. It's possible to overload your lineup with too many Des Moines, right? The beauty of Cruiser in King of the Sea, especially Tier 10 cruisers, is that you have such a wide variety of capabilities. And I feel like, with the possible exception of certain corner cases, right? There's probably some maps you can make the argument that, okay, overloading on this type of cruiser is not a bad play. But I think that in general, you want to be looking for opportunities to maximize the diversity of that cruiser lineup, because it will handsomely reward you in the end.
Yes, absolutely. Take a moment and look at the NACL logo, by the way. Just want to comment on that for a second there. The clan leader, Russian Balance for Life, that's his wedding picture. You look very carefully.
What?
That's his head. They took out for the
with
CL.
his head with the sunglasses? I see the head with the sunglasses.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking like electrons there. So.
Yeah, around the CL. I love it.
Yeah, nicely done there.
Well played, gentlemen. Well played.
Right.